it's freezing. Winter. Okay, today, EK9. We've had this EK9 in before, but actually it's been discussed in our comments 2 or 3 videos ago. People had asked about, do we ever work in EK9s? We'll have 2 or 3 customers with them. They're very rare cars, people know here in Northern Ireland. Used to be a lot more of them, not as many now, they probably got broke for parts. So this one was in with us a year ago. Just actually we got the other dyno, our new dyno fitted. To be mapped, so more or less, yeah, we hauled that into the car, mapped the car, got it nice and safe, and it made some pretty decent figures. The car put down really healthy power. I think these are about 180, 185 horsepower, pretty much standard. So the car, let me just look at the graph again because I don't know the figure. It did 240 horsepower and 174 foot-pound. So really good figures. You know, we're up 55 horsepower. I think the car's running, initially last year when we mapped it, it was running about, I think it was 11-12 psi. The Charger does have, let me get this right, a high boost kit fitted to it. I'm not sure exactly what that entails, but it means it flows a higher rate of psi. So yeah, car was tuned, car was safe, got the figures. And of course this guy is always wanting more. So he drove the car for a while, and he contacted, said the car's like cutting out, which is obviously now the Charger has been rebuilt. It's loosened up a bit, full a bit more. It's actually hitting the boost cut. We've only done not even a handful of these cars. They're very, very rare. So I personally set the boost cut quite low, just so it's just the pressure's run is just sort of riding just beneath boost cut. So that if there was for some reason any problem, it would hit the boost cut and stop the car, causing any sort of damage. So car has started to hit boost cut. So because of doing that, of course, as anybody that's into their cars, the guys took the opportunity to upgrade the pulley, which is going to push even more boost pressure. So of course the car's in now, it's running quite lean. So the plan with it now is to retune it again on our dyno with the Honda S300, make it safe. I think the customer was thinking about going down water meth injection. He has got it in it, but I think we're going to talk further about whether that's feasible, because it's not like it can be controlled independently like you can with on a turbocharged car. You can bring it in periodically as to when you want higher boost levels. You can't do that with this. If it's in, it's working all the time. So we'll talk to our customer about it and see exactly what it is he wants us to do. But I think what we're going to go ahead here is get the dyno, do a preliminary pull, see how lean it's running, see what sort of fuel we're going to have to add to the tables, and then move forward from there. But first, a few new parts are coming for the Jazz. I think we'll go upstairs and have a look at them. I'm sure we'll discuss what's going forward with the Jazz. Big Skunk 2 box arrived in for the Jazz. Well, I haven't 100% settled on the Jazz. There is something else. But yeah, so Skunk 2 parts. Skunk 2 Ultra Race center feed intake manifold. Probably one of the best intake manifolds you can buy for what will be possibly a high comp K24 when we're leaning towards. Still haven't made 100% decision on it, because we also have ITBs. We already had these, and these were for the Jazz, mainly due to the distance between the cylinder head and the front panel. But now I think we're going to go ahead with a full. We're almost going to do like you call it a space frame, like a bar tube front panel. Literally just to mount the front bumper on. So yeah, we're either going ITB or the full Ultra Race center feed. So that's an update on parts that are in the Jazz. I don't think did anything else come in. No, I think that's it so far. We're going to talk about, in our next video, we're going to sit down and discuss our actual plan for it and what we're actually going to do with it, because we've still removed the K20 that's fitted to it, but we need to plan the engine bay and how we want to look, and if we're going to go with custom brake lines, fuel lines, go for a mil-spec harness with a mil-spec connector and all the bulkhead. Haven't decided, so yeah, that'll be for the next video. So
keep the names coming in.
Yeah, the name suggestions for the Jazz. Some of them are very good. I think it was Disco Pimp 1996 had a very, if you look at the comments of the Jazz video, you'll see it had a, I think he called it the Fajazzle, which it's not gonna happen. But yeah, but keep the names coming in because we still haven't settled on what we're gonna call it. But there's been an awful lot of very good suggestions, so keep them coming in in the comments of this video as well. But I think we'll go back to the EK9 now. So we've done a couple of preliminary pulls. The car is up at boost. I think when it initially came here, it was running about 12 psi. We've logged it there. It's over 14-15 psi with a pulley change. The engine is detonating. It's knocking, so therefore it's not safe to keep pushing it. So Mark's obviously filming. So there's not physically enough time for him to be here to film the whole process of us counteracting the knock and then getting the tables as it should be to obviously keep everything optimum and safe and still produce good power. So I think we're going to round this one up. That I'm going to go back and crack on with this, and then we'll update you on another video about exactly how we got on with and what the final figures were. But yeah, going by, well, we're up to maybe possibly 3 psi, and we still haven't pushed the car past, I think it's 5900 RPM. So yeah, we're not going to blow the customer's car up. We're going to take it steady and step by step, just work on with the knock detection and see exactly what necessary settings that it's going to need to take to keep everything safe, keep the customer's car happy. It's been running for a year supercharged safely, so we'd like to keep it running for years to come. So that's the end of this video. We're going to wrap it up. Yeah, well, that's tuning. No two cars are ever the same. Yeah, so this is something we have to put a lot more work into to get it right. Make sure you're subscribed. Please give the video a like. Yeah, so the next video I think we'll follow on. There'll probably be a bit update on this, but they'll all be following on to how we're going to move forward with the Jazz. So that should be definitely an interesting video. So see you in the next one.